All right, YouTube, what's up? Hey, this is a Whirlpool model. Let me give you guys what's going on. I have this Whirlpool machine here, and it's giving me a code of FL. So the FL, it'll pop up here. It said FLO, like flow low. So what I did, I started off by checking the washing machine, trying to see what was going on. And if you guys have one of these front-loaded machines, it's important, if I were you, right up here at the top, there's it's kind of where water flows in. Just get something clean around in there, because I don't know if you can see in my thumb, it leaves all kind of trash and stuff, and then you'll see around here it's a lot of trash. So basically, probably about once a month or once every 10 washes, just take a clean rag and go around the lip of this and check it, make sure everything is kosher. And just like with anything else, before you get started, make sure that you unplug your machine and turn off the hoses, because if you have to take the hoses off to check, you'll probably douse yourself with water and fill the place up. All right, so back to what we were starting. All right, so what come to find out that when I started this, I wasn't getting any hot water. The hot water was not coming in, and so I tried everything. I swapped the waters over from hot to cold to see if the problem went to the other side, and it did. So now I checked and saw that the solenoid, was bad. So what I did was order a new solenoid. This is the old one. For the hot water. As you can see, let me turn it upside down, and you can find this online. Just put in this code right here, the W11036982. Make sure that this is the one for the hot water and for the cold water. So if you're checking out and both is doing it, so if you're gonna do the hot water and it's doing the same thing, just swap the hoses on the back here and see if the problem goes along the same side. So you'll swap those out of place. And when replacing this, it's really easy. There's a 1/4 inch driver here, so you will take that out and you will rotate after you turn the water off. And be careful, there is water in the hose, so just have a small towel or just a bucket like I had, just to catch the water. You will rotate this about 45 degrees and it'll pop out. And it's so important that when you take this out as well, there's a little button, you push up on it and you pull back. So when you push up and pull back on it, it'll come out. So I don't want to break this, but you can see it right here. So I can't do it one-handed, so you just take this off, push that up, and you pull this out at the same time, and that'll come out. Then once you put the new one in, you'll rotate it again like 45 degrees, put it in, disconnect the hose here. And so what I did, I kind of went from the front to the back to see why it was going on. So I did take this cover off just to make sure that there was any blockage in there, and there was none in there. So what I ended up doing, just cleaning everything from here, where you put in the soap, back into the box where it all mixes up. Checked each and every line to make sure there was no blockage. Checked back, make sure all the connections were good. I took the inlet hoses off, and there's a screen on the inside. So if you look here, you'll see there's a screen on the inside. You want to make sure that that screen is clear of any debris. Depending on what state or what municipality you live in, the water can be hard, so you will get a lot of like calcium and kind of build up in there from the water system. And so after I replaced that, I went ahead and checked around, and one thing I did see another video is the pressure switch. So this, I don't know any other machine goes for, but I guess it goes for any front load machine. There will be a pressure switch also to the right at the top of it. So you want to make sure that this pressure switch, everything is connected. and check for this hose, because if this hose has a leak, and what I mean by a leak, because of the hose, it rubs back and forth, you can end up getting some kind of leak. So you want to look over this whole entire hose and make sure that there's not a crack in the hose, or the hose hasn't got pinched or kinked, which will cause also a low flows to come up. So this is pretty simple. So it'll go from the pressure switch on top, come down the side, and it goes in the back. So I looked over the whole hose, make sure that there was no cracks or kink in the hose, and put everything back in, check all the connections. Now, you want to make sure that all your connections are back in, and it's real simple to put it on. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reinstall everything. Actually, I'm just going to put a bolt up here just to hold it, and then turn it on and see if everything is good before I put it down, lock it up for good. All right, so what I'm going to do is going to turn back on the water, plug it back in, and I'm going to turn my hot water back on. I'm going to leave the cold water off for now, and I'm just going to run just a quick cycle. And one thing you want to do when you turn it on, you want to listen for is the clicking. Once you hear the clicking goes off and on, then you'll know that the solenoid is working and functioning properly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on just quick wash, put it on hot temp, since that was the one that was giving me trouble, and just turn it on and see we get anything. All right, I don't know if you heard the audible click. That was from the solenoid. And so now the machine is doing its kind of its thing. So we're listening and looking out for hot water flow to come in. All right, the door just locked. And I'll give it a few seconds while the machine is sensing, and you can see it's moving. So what we're going to listen for now is for the solenoid to kick over and the hot water to start filling. And you will hear it once it starts filling, and you can get a visual also in the fill cap. So I'll just give it a few seconds while the machine is doing its thing. And let's see if we get any hot water flowing. And also note, yeah, we got hot water flowing, so awesome. The pressure switch is good. We have hot water flowing. Check for leaks. That's one thing you want to do, check for leaks. Make sure everything is put on nice and tight, but don't over tighten it where you'll snap something off. Check for leaks, make sure there's not a leak going on behind here, because remember, once you put it back against the wall, you may not know you have a leak until a day or two later, and then now your floor is full of water. And so you can see the hot water is filling, it's flowing. Yep. And this is what I was telling you, if you do, just clean it, just wipe everything up around, so this way the water will flow properly. And there you have it. We have hot water again. So please like, subscribe, share if you find it's useful. Again, I was going to call a plumber, not a plumber, but electrician to come out and do this Whirlpool, and it would have cost me about, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark about $300 to $400. But I end up ordering this part online, and I got this part for about 35 bucks. Again, this is the hot water. There's the hot water and the cold water. So I got this part W11 0, what's that? 06928. It's the official Whirlpool part. It's the solenoid. The solenoids went bad in here. which had no hot water flowing. So now that we do have hot water flowing, we are good to go. So I'm gonna wrap everything up, and this is what the box will come in like this. All right, so if you have any questions or you have anything that's going wrong with your Whirlpool, please share, like, and just let someone else know that this is a real simple fix. And remember, when you do it, make sure you disconnect the power and hold back the close the water, because life is precious. I know you want to see your loved ones. It's not risk getting shocked or doing something silly. All right, guys, you guys be safe, stay safe, and play safe. And if you have any questions, again, this is referring to a Whirlpool front load washer.